Here's an odd one. I literally don't know how to start this piece because the machinations of this deal are something that we still don't understand and we have no idea why. You know, if someone offers you a gift, you take it. We took this gift. This is stupid. So this is the Stolo 2021 Hillside Reserve Pinot Noir. Now, here's the story. It's a hell of a story. You have a minute, right? You're a captive audience. You're in your car driving somewhere, or hanging out, pretending to work, and you're not working. You're listening to this. So I'll give you the quick poop here. Stolo Vineyards, 3 miles from the Pacific Ocean in Cambria. So one of the closest vineyards to the ocean, maybe the closest. Derby Estates had a vineyard real close. We're talking real close to the water. And it's a vineyard that's been around since also planted in the 90s? I think this was planted in the 90s. The Stolo family wanted to take cool climate viticulture to the edge. So they planted Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Syrah in this fabulous vineyard in Cambria. Farmed it organically since the start. And for years had been making a number of pretty interesting wines, like one better than the other, a little inconsistent. Well, of course there's inconsistencies when you're dealing with this climate this close to the ocean, young vines, organic viticulture. There's gonna be some bumps in the road, and there were occasionally flashes of brilliance, which always had us keep an eye on this vineyard. Well, someone else was keeping an eye on this vineyard, a guy by the name of Raj Parr, who is considered one of maybe the most famous sommelier in the world. He's not a master sommelier, just proves you don't need letters after your name to be awesome. But he is one of the greatest wine minds, I guess, on the planet right now. And he bought the property next door to Stolo called Phelan Farms. And he makes a number of super boutique, high-end, kind of cool kid, fun wines, Trousseau, blah, 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 like a lot of these, kind of Jura, red grape varieties, wacky stuff. He's really testing the limits of what can be grown where and how, and is doing some really progressive, regenerative vineyard work out there with Phelan Farm. Well, Stolo's right next door to Phelan Farms. So it was only natural after a certain point that the Stolo family and Raj be talking and that kind of deal, and they struck up a deal. So Raj was going to overlook the vineyard team and make the wines. Here's the only wacky thing of this, which I think is the deal. He started in September 2021, so literally right at the moment of harvest for these 2021s. So he was there for picking and seeing the winemaking all the way through with this 2021 vintage, which just so happens to be one of the greatest vintages. I mean, 21 and 23 are going to be two of the top Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, coastal vintages we've had in the last decade in California. Terrific growing season, small yields, super intense flavors, and it shows in this wine. These wines were brought into us a few months back, and we tasted them, we're like, damn! And we bought them at their full-on original prices, because at their full-on original prices, the Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Syrah were all exquisite values. Couldn't tell you. I mean, we were floored by the wines. And we're like, darn that Raj Parr, just absolute brilliance. Coming into a vineyard that he didn't have any real impact on, and then making great wines the first season out without totally knowing the vineyard, without totally knowing anything, just jumping right in and making fantastic wine. Good for him. Like, wow, amazing. Dude, hammered it. So we bought, a chunk of these wines at their original prices. Well, we get an offer like a month later, and from one of these sources that does these deals on larger volume purchases, and on their list was Stolo. And we were like, weird. Okay, what do they know that we don't know? We didn't question, we didn't ask. We said, okay, let's be sure, send us samples. So they sent us samples. They were the wines that we had tasted and enjoyed, and the pricing was substantially different. So needless to say, we bid hard. What an opportunity here, guys. This is the Stolo, what they call a State Reserve, San Luis Obispo Coast AVA Pinot Noir 2021. Even before Raj got there, like I said, the vineyard was all organically farmed with an eye towards regenerative farming already. Raj is carrying that over, creating even a more intense style of farming, more rigorous style of farming in the vineyard. The wines are going to be even more incredible. The only thing I can think of is that what they're planning on down the line may be different than these wines. And that's the only way I can think of, well, maybe they want to move these wines through. But man, you know what? It's like moving the 2009 Mouton through to get to the 2010. You know what I'm saying? okay, let's sell this Ferrari real quick so we can buy this other Ferrari. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's wonky, but maybe it's like an artistic thing. Maybe the new wines coming down the pike will be like more like Domaine de la Côte or something like that, where Raj is also involved. I don't know. What I do know is this is one of the best $45 Pinot Noirs I've tasted this year, and it ain't $45 now. That's what I do know. Cool climate. So let's talk about cool climate. Cool climate, a lot of times, like I said, it's up and down. You can get really green flavors. You can get herbaceous flavors. You can get lean wines, skeletal wines, acidic wines, undernourished wines. All that can happen in cool climate. But in vintages like 21 with low yields, extended hang time, good weather, you get this thorough richness and intensity of flavor that cannot be duplicated in warmer sites. That's why people flock to cool climate. That's why they live on the edge all the time for this opportunity to craft wines like this, which this is supple, elegant, engaging, spicy, a touch nervy, thoroughly ripe in the mid-palate. You have this wonderful carry of this bright red cherry flavor all the way through. Wonderful tannins, just beautiful, beautiful, vertical but deeply fruited wine that you can just drink the heck out of. It isn't about big with these wines. Pinot is not about big. We all know that. Now, big Pinots are fine. Yeah, they can be good. But elegant, supple, super lightweight, crafty Pinots can be just as compelling, if not more so. And I think what they have here at Stolo is the opportunity to do that on a maybe a potentially more consistent basis now, with vine age, doubling down on the farming, having Raj in the house from a winemaking standpoint. I think this could be a scenario where the best is yet to come, but if the best is better than this, which was like 95 points all over the place by everybody, by the way, I mean, what's the next stuff gonna taste like? And if so, I'm in. Book me a ticket on that. In the meantime, take advantage of one of the greatest Pinot Noir deals we've ever seen. This isn't some kind of like, wine that no one's ever heard of, from a vineyard no one's ever heard of, crafted by something no one's ever heard of. This is a rock star site in a great vintage with a top-notch winemaker with huge press at a ridiculously phenomenal price. I don't know how else to say it. It's one of the most compelling deals we've seen in the last 12 months here at WineX. We've been seeing some deals recently, but this kind of takes the cake, man. This is legit gear. Warning, warning, attention, attention. Legit gear alert. Crazy good wine for the money from Raj Parr and the team at Stolo, man. So whatever happened, whatever you guys were figuring out, whatever you decided, we love you for it. And we're gonna drink cases of this brilliant wine ourselves. So kudos.